Hey everybody, Jason here. Welcome to my knot channel. In this video, we're going to be looking at different knot tying terminology. Now, there's a lot of different knot tying terminology out there, so I'm going to be focusing on the terms that you're most likely going to come across while watching my videos. If after watching this video you'd like to continue to learn about knots and terminology, then I highly recommend you check out the Ashley Book of Knots. I'll put a link in the description. But for now, let's head on into the work table and take a look at different knot tying terminology. To start things off, let's look at cordage. There are many different types of rope and cordage, far too many to show in this video, so I'm focusing on what you'll see in my other videos. The main rope I use in my videos is braided polypropylene utility rope. It's a kern mantle rope, meaning its rope is constructed with an interior core protected by a woven exterior sheath, which is designed to optimize strength, durability, and flexibility. Paracord. Paracord is also known as parachute cord or 550 cord. It's also a lightweight kern mantle rope originally used in the suspension lines of parachutes. This cord is now used as a general purpose utility cord and also for paracord crafting. Microcord. Microcord is a small, high-tech braided cord that's incredibly strong and lightweight. Surprisingly, this thin cord has a tensile strength of 100 pounds or 46 kilos. Moving on, let's have a look at tools used in knot tying and paracord crafting. First up is the fid. The basic idea behind a fid is similar to that of a needle. It's a small metal needle that has a hollow core at the end that you can screw in your paracord in order to thread it through a weave. The knife. A knife is often handy to cut cordage in different situations. This knife is a rigger's knife and was designed specifically for working with rope. I'm going to put a link to this knife in the description of the video. The marlin spike. A marlin spike is a tool used for breaking open a jammed knot and also for using as leverage to pull on a rope when tightening it. Shears. Shears, or scissors, are a common tool with knot tiers and paracord crafters for cutting lengths of cordage. Torch. Whether a high-quality torch like this one or a simple disposable lighter, there are many times when you need to melt the ends of your rope, especially when paracord crafting. Now, let's get into descriptive knot tying terms. I'm going to work through these alphabetically. Backing up. A lot of knots will gain considerable security and strength when a backup is tied around the standing end. A backup should be used whenever heavy weights or safety is a concern. Bite. A bite has two meanings in knotting. It can mean either any central part of a rope between the standing end and the working end, or an arc in a rope that's at least as wide as a semicircle. Bitter end. The bitter end is another term for the working end and also for the very end of a rope, as in, we'll keep running the line until we get to the bitter end. A knot that's capsized or spilled has deformed into a different structure. Although capsizing is sometimes the result of incorrect tying or misuse, it can also be done purposefully in certain cases to strengthen the knot. An example is seen here with the Carrick bend. Cinch. To cinch the knot is to tighten a knot, as shown with this simple Simon knot. Dressing. Knot dressing is the process of arranging a knot in such a way as to improve its performance, like with this overhand bend. Crossing or uncrossing the rope in a specific way can increase the knot's strength, as well as reduce its jamming potential. Flake. A flake refers to any number of turns in a coiled rope. Likewise, to flake a rope means to coil it. Jamming. A jamming knot is any knot that becomes very difficult to untie after use. The constrictor knot shown here is well known as a knot that jams after being loaded. Setting. Setting a knot is the process of tightening it, demonstrated here with the seizing bend. Improper setting can cause certain knots to underperform. Standing end. The standing end, or standing part of a rope, is the part that's not active in knot tying. In this rope, it's what is coiled, leading up to the working end in hand. It's the part of the rope not active in knot tying. Tail end. The tail end is the short end of a rope, the part that's being knotted. Turn. Shown here with the round turn and 2/2 hitches knot. A turn is one round of rope on a pin, cleat, or any anchor point. It's rope that is turned around an object. Working end. The working end of a rope is the active part in knot tying, shown here while tying an alpine butterfly loop. The working end is the part opposite of the standing end shown earlier. Now let's have a look at different categories of knots. Bend. A bend is a knot used to join two lengths of rope. Binding knot. Binding knots are knots that either constrict a single object or hold two objects snugly together. Shown here is the constrictor knot, which is a binding knot, but also very commonly used as a hitch knot. Coil. A coil is a curve, helix, or spiral used for storing rope or cable in compact and reliable yet easily attainable form. Rope is often coiled and hung up in lofts for storage. Decorative knot. A decorative knot is any aesthetically pleasing knot. Although it's not necessarily the case, most decorative knots also have practical applications or were derived from other well-known knots. Seen here is the daisy chain. Decorative knotting is one of the oldest and most widely distributed forms of folk art. Hitch. A hitch knot is a knot that attaches a rope to some object, often a ring, rail, spar, or post, or perhaps even another rope. Seen here, I'm tying the snuggle hitch. Loop knot. A loop knot is a type of knot used to create a closed circle and a line. It can be a fixed loop or an adjustable loop. Seen here is probably the most common and well-used fixed loop knots, the bowline. Noose. A noose can refer to any sliding loop in which the loop tightens when pulled. Seen here is the knot with its technical name, the noose knot. Seizing. A seizing is a knot that binds two pieces of rope together side by side. Normally, seizing is applied in order to create a loop. Slip knot. A slip knot is any knot that unties when an end is pulled. Thus, tying the slip form of a knot makes it easier to untie, especially when the knot is prone to jamming. Seen here is the handcuff knot. Stopper knot. A stopper knot is the type of knot tied to prevent a rope from slipping through a grommet or other hole which it's been threaded. The overhand knot is the simplest single strand stopper knot. Seen here is the heaving line knot, which is used as a stopper knot and also for decorative purposes. Whipping. A whipping is a binding knot tied around the end of a rope to prevent the rope from unraveling. Okay, so there you have it, knot tying terminology. Now, if you like this video and you'd like to continue learning about knots, I would highly recommend you check out my video, 8 Knots Everyone Should Know. And if you like this video, please give it the thumbs up, leave a comment, and you can help me build my channel simply by subscribing. Okay? Thanks for watching.